Hey guys, welcome back to the Horror with your host Jenna as always. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. For those of you who are just recently stumbling upon me, welcome to my channel where I talk about just kind of anything horror related. Hope you guys enjoy. Today's topic, what I'm going to be doing, is actually talking about CGI versus non-CGI special effects. And when I say like non-CGI, I mean like practical effects, animatronics, claymation, stop motion animation, just kind of stuff like that. And this actually, I know I did a video, like one of my first videos was discussing this. If you guys want to go look for that video, you can. Although the video was not really that great because it was one of my first videos, but it's still up there. But I did kind of want to redo this because number one, like I said, the first video I did of this was, not that great or anything. Plus, a fellow YouTuber who I follow and he follows me, Corrupted Matt, just recently did a video on this topic. I think within like the last week, within the last few days or so, and he was kind of talking about you know the comparisons and everything, and it's like, ooh, good topic, man, good topic. Like I'm a big fan of non CGI special effects and everything. Um, Obviously, I know there are times where you can't really avoid not using CGI. Just it's something you just have to use. I get it. It's kind of unavoidable to have to use it sometimes, but I just feel like it's really relied on way too much, and it's kind of understandable because it's so easy. Like we're all connected to some sort of device that can easily create something, not necessarily totally dissing it at all. It's definitely an art form unto its own. But I just feel like people heavily rely on it, and it's not always the best choice to use computer generated images and graphics and everything. But I mean, and maybe too, maybe I'm just a little more old school like that because I did grow up in an age, luckily in an age where people were still using, like I said, like stop motion animation, claymation, practical effects, and everything, and just really kind of put their hard earned time into doing these special effects. Yeah, sorry. Okay, sorry, dog hair in my mouth. I just realized that. Um, as I was saying, so like I was saying, I think a lot of this is kind of coming from me just growing up still with stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street or the Evil Dead trilogy and stuff, where you saw more sort of like homemade sort of effects and everything, and people creating things with their hands and everything that just there's something special about it. Like I feel like uh when like claymation or whatever, anything non CGI is used, I feel like it's much more effective. Um, Plus too, I mean, it's so easy to tell like a really bad um CGI when you see it. We all have seen bad CGIs and stuff. But it's really like I think of some of the like special effects growing up that I'm like, oh my god, like how did they do that? Like the gate, um, with those little like minions and everything. Like the way they did that, that wasn't like computer generated or anything. That was forced perspective. Like those were like you know full size people dressed up as these little minions, and then it was like kind of shot and everything using forced perspective and everything, and it's like still to this day I feel like that some of the work in the gate is still holds up tremendously. Or even like in the same movie where that sort of dream sequence where the parents come home and Glenn goes up to his dad or whatever, and like at one point touches his face, and like his the dad's face like caves in, and you got all this like snot, mucusy stuff like flowing all over. That wasn't computer generated at all. Like, and that still to this day is has like an effect on me. I always think of that scene. I'm just like, oh my God, that was brilliant. Or even something like going to Nightmare on Elm Street series. Another very memorable scene that has stuck with me for all these years since I first watched it as a kid was in part three with that like worm Freddy that eats Patricia Arquette. Like that once again, there was like no CGI in that. That was something that they made for this movie and like all the time and work and everything, and then to like use it to like eat up Trisha Arquette and everything, like, try doing that with CGI and I don't think it would have been effective, period. I was gonna say as effective, but no, it would not be effective, period. But there's just so many different things, even with some of the like non-horror stuff, like I'm thinking with some of the stuff like some of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, like The Running Man or crap, what was the other one? Running Man, and crap. Why can't I not think of this? But anyway, like some of his like '80s movies and stuff, or like with Predator and stuff. Like, I'm just thinking like some of the like Running Man or whatever it was, where he's like, like his like distorted face. Like you could tell it was fake, but it was still like, oh my God! At least they made a mold of that gigantic head and did some special effects with that and stuff. Just classic. But yeah, no, just I some of the stuff that we get nowadays, like I said, I feel like today we're really reliant on CGI and stuff because it's easier, I feel, and it's like it's more convenient. That's what it is. It's convenient to do CGI and everything, and it's like, come on, dude, you're taking the magic out of it. I mean, I know not every movie nowadays is using CGI. You know, some movies do still, for like budget issues or whatever, do use like non CGI stuff. Like I know, what was it, about 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago, Adam Green's Hatchet, that first one, just, there's a lot of good kill scenes in that series, but one that really sticks out for me, and like I love and just kind of like had restored my faith in people still using sort of like stop motion or just practical effects was the one lady who Victor Crowley kind of like jumps up from behind her and literally like splits her head in half, and the way he did it was like standing behind her, like puts one hand on the bottom of her mouth, other hand over the mouth, and like literally rips it apart. And as he's ripping it, you see him like ripping it, and like the skin, her flesh, like ripping and everything, and then like the tongue like flopping around and everything. It's just stuff like that I'm just like so satisfying for me. And once again, if that was done with CGI, I would have been like, oh, okay, whatever. Like I said, I know there are some circumstances where you kind of have to use CGI. Like I know some of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, there are certain scenes that they had to like, use CGI. Like when they at the end of the third one, where they kill Freddy, and like you got like the light kind of like shooting out of him. Like obviously that was CGI. I get. Something like that, it was a little easier to do it CGI, but, whatevs. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely becoming like a lost art form. I know that people, can go like sign up at schools for like special effects makeup and doing like these practical effects and everything. Like Tom Savini, who teaches courses and stuff for special makeup and everything, which I'm like, thank God, because I don't want to lose like practical effects or anything and all that non CGI effects. But you know. But yeah, like I said, I just kind of wanted to like give my little thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think. Like, do you guys prefer CGI? Do you guys prefer non CGI? Like, or are you just kind of like, dude, whatever, as long as it looks good, whatevs. Let me know. You guys know I always, I'm always curious to know what you guys think, regardless of what it is, if you agree with me or not. It's what I love about you guys. Let me know. But till next time, you guys stay creepy and classy, and of course, as always,